Alex, can we please have a one-word car-themed prompt?
Gears.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I think I could visually see the gears turning in Alex's head trying to come up with that. Gears remind me of bikes, and I want to be one of those people that bikes around the city, but I am too scared.
Oh, yeah. No, I would.
You wouldn't do that either?
Do that in Chicago?
Yeah.
No, thank you. Hold on one second. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your host. Oh, my God. Let me take that again. Hey, welcome to... Look, my tongue is not working. I just ate a bunch of Starbursts right before this, and I think... I don't know. My wife got me a bag of only orange Starbursts.
Wow. Is that your thing?
That's my favorite.
Oh, I have a lot
aside
of
from the lemons. I don't like
that.
the red and pink ones.
Oh my God!
Wow,
those are not
a
for me.
spicy take from Ken.
I know, but hey, I'm the guy to share a normal thing of Starburst with.
That's right.
'Cause most people like, I think, the other ones. So
Yeah.
Correct.
That's totally fine. Anyway, apparently I can't say T's right now. So anyway, say hi, Siege.
Hi.
And that other voice you're hearing is returning guest Alex Vazquez. Welcome back.
Vroom vroom.
Vroom vroom.
We get, when we have people over, friend of the show, Lauren Showen, brings all red and pink Starbursts. So it's only variants of the red, which is great. That's the perfect
fave
bag.
reds, I think is what they're called when you get them. Yeah.
Cherry, strawberry.
They have a raspberry one in the fave reds that I like a lot.
Is it because she ate the other ones? Because they're
No,
the best ones? Or?
no, they make a bag that's only those flavors.
Yeah.
Well, where are the other ones then? Do they make a bag that's
They
the other
end up in
ones? 'Cause
your
I would eat
shitty
that.
bag.
Clearly, because you got a bag with all the
No.
orange ones.
My wife had to buy it like from some special candy shop that like
Yeah, no
all the
wonder.
reject ones, I assume.
Yes.
Wow.
Those are the bad ones.
She's a keeper,
Yeah.
dude.
There's got to be like some official one, right? Starbursts.
Can't believe it's all
It
orange.
feels really fitting that Starburst became and candy became like a topic of discussion with this movie immediately. Like with considering the movie we're about to discuss.
That is very accurate.
Like
yes.
this is visual candy. It's like
yes,
there's
it is.
There's a subplot with candy.
Yes.
There is a full subplot with candy. Yeah, if you like bright colors, you're gonna love Speed Racer, the only live-action Speed Racer. They're actually making a live-action TV show for Apple TV, I think, coming up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sure it will not be in this style. I'm pretty sure. But
I can promise you it won't be.
yeah, this
Then
is
don't
very
do it.
unique.
To
approach.
which I respond, why?
Yeah, why bother then?
Just why bother? Yes. Okay. I can already tell we're on the same page here. Good.
I don't know. Well, I have mixed thoughts. I'm not
Okay.
sure what to make of this, but I'm gonna say that for a little bit later.
Yeah.
Is next up you're just going to get a bag of all yellows too, just to complement your...
I like
Bad
the
bag of
yellows,
Starbursts.
but I think not. I mean, definitely not as much as the oranges. I think I would need some others mixed in if I was getting yellows.
A big treat in our household is the Trader Joe's sour Scandinavian swimmers.
Yes.
That's-
those rock.
Yeah,
They rock.
It's like red, blue, pink, and
Which
orange.
one's your favorite?
The red and the blue. Like my wife flat out leaves the oranges, so I have to take like the reject oranges.
Oh yeah.
That is
I
the
feel
flavor, the least
I feel
one.
like the ones that I always the bags that I always get are like 70% of the orange ones.
You
And
got
I'm
a
like,
bad
and I
bag.
keep going in and I'm like, why do I keep pulling this one out? But the blues are the ones that I love the blues. The reds are great too, but
Yeah.
but my wife and I fight each other for the reds, so I'm like, well, I'll eat all the blues.
Speaking of candy, what's your guys' go-to movie theater candy if you're not getting popcorn?
Haribo Gold Bears.
Oh wow,
Okay.
okay. So
Wow.
kind of in a similar vein, yeah.
Yeah. I'm a gummy fruit flavored candy guy. I used to smuggle in back when they were a little bit more available, but I tend not to see them at like the grocery stores, the pharmacies anymore. Everlasting Gobstoppers. Those are my favorite candies.
Dang. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I don't see those much anymore.
Yeah. I can on Amazon sometimes I'll buy them by the like distributor box.
So you get
and
like
then
1,000.
I'll just like stash it in my basement pantry and and grab them out a box at a time. But that became very dangerous for my dental health, so I try not to do it very often.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I just had to brush my teeth after these Starbursts because my mouth feels awful.
Fuzzy.
Steve, what's yours?
I'm also, I think one of my top candies is Sour Patch Kids. So that's for sure a go-to. But I think also Reese's Pieces, but with the caveat that I can't finish the whole box because then I'll get a tummy ache.
Yes.
It's very tempting and takes a lot of self-control to do that. So I can't remember the last time I've bought those for myself because I will just give myself a stomach ache.
Will you like pour a box of something like that or like M&Ms like in the popcorn? Are
No.
you guys like that? No, they have to be separation of church and state.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't do that. Will you do that with the gummy bears?
No. Oh, no. Chocolate,
Wild.
like chocolate with
Crunchy
popcorn.
and gummy.
Yeah,
together?
that sounds horrible.
Yeah, that sounds real bad.
I gotta really pick a lane of what I'm doing. Like,
Yeah.
actually, you know what? What I'll do sometimes when I feel like I just want the little sample platter is I get the kids meal because it's a little bag of popcorn. There's usually a little like gummy treat, like snack bag that goes in there, like a Welch's fruit snack kind of thing, and then just like 12 ounces of like soda. Like, which is about as much as I want because otherwise you're stuck with these like giant tankards of soda. And I'm like, I can't drink sugary soda like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just really want Coca-Cola. But I just want that much. I want like the kids cup.
Mm-hmm.
So that with a little bit of popcorn, and a little bit of sweet gummies. And I'm like, that's all I need. And then I don't get a tummy ache.
That's
That's
awesome.
smart. Yeah.
I've never thought to get the kids meal
It's a good
thing.
it's a good bang for your buck, and you just get a little bit of everything. It's a good.
Yeah,
hack.
that's smart.
That is a good hack. Yeah, I always get the small drink and then I drink like this much of it.
Right.
And I just throw the whole thing out afterwards. And I'm like, oh, this is awful. Forever has to remove this trash bag that's full of liquid now.
Yeah.
They're probably used to that.
They probably are. Yeah.
Speaking of the being able to drink pop and stuff, I'm so envious of people who can have caffeine after like noon. Like that will just like screw up my entire sleep schedule. I have like an 11 a.m. cutoff. I was offered coffee yesterday at my in-laws at like 3 p.m. And I was like, that sounds so good, but there's no way I can't do that.
I always wondered why, but I'm like, oh, okay, well that's why I'll take like the decaf at a nice restaurant sometimes, like after it is a nice capper to the meal,
Yeah.
but you're not getting the caffeine, but you're getting that like the feeling of having like a little cup of coffee. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. There was a time in my life where I was just buying bags of decaf just so that I could have like an afternoon cup.
Nice.
It always sounds good.
Interesting. I don't know. Something about having coffee in the afternoon, it just does not appeal to me. For me, it's like that's strictly a morning liquid.
I think we're speaking to each other's addiction levels. So that's like I'm for sure
Well, could be.
a hardcore
I'm somewhere
addict.
in between. I'm in between.
Okay.
I love it. I want it now.
All right. Look, well, guys, we got to talk about Speed Racer. I think we're all hopped up on caffeine and that kind of liquid speed, but we got to talk about the racing kind. So we'll be right back to talk more about that and more on the Overtalking Podcast.
Racing's everything. For my family, it isn't just a sport. It's way more important than that. It's like a religion.
Are you ready to become a real race car driver? Then sign that contract.
He's just trying to scare you, son.
What you do behind the wheel of a race car has nothing to do with business.
And we're back on the Overtalking Podcast, and once again by returning guest Alex Vazquez, and we're talking about Speed Racer. Alex, we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock for you to describe to someone who has not yet seen Speed Racer and tell them what it's all about.
Ready, go.
So it's an adaptation of a 1960s anime about one of the greatest racers on the planet, who in this movie is kind of rising through the ranks, and then he gets he gets the attention of all of these corporate interests. So it's about him and his family as independent racers
10 seconds
working
left.
against the corporate machine to rise up through all of the obstacles and
4,
become the greatest
3,
racer
2,
alive.
1, time. Well done.
Woo!
And also the visual style is absolutely insane and cannot be described and it's like never been duplicated.
Yeah.
It's very, very wild. Now, Alex, I specifically wanted to make sure that this time you had full reign to choose a movie on your own, because I think the last couple of times we've been dictating like some theme or something on you, and we were fully expecting you to choose a kung fu movie or something like that. But as you mentioned in your text to me, you contain multitudes, and you chose Speed Racer. So yeah, why did this one rise to the top for you?
Because this is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I think it's one of the greatest movies of the 21st century. So there we go, cards on the table. And I think it is. I also was thinking that a lot of the movies that I've discussed on here have been like pretty brutal. Like give or take a Seth Rogen comedy, some pretty like gnarly horror movies. But I think there is like another kind of like side to my cinematic interest that I think can kind of best be described by a movie like this, which is, I think, like incredibly like sincere and optimistic. And I mean, this movie like legitimately like makes me cry every time I watch it. I think it's like a beautiful movie about love and family, and while also being like, I also just like love the absolute like, how did they do that maximalism of like what I'm seeing. Like another, like the other movie, like Mad Max Fury Road is another one that comes to mind when I think of that, when I'm just watching it and I'm like, I don't even get it. Like, I don't get how they did that. Like that, it doesn't compute to me. Also the Wachowskis are some of my favorite filmmakers. This might be my favorite movie of theirs. I'll go to bat for pretty much anything they've ever made, which I think for a long time has been like a pretty uncool status to hold. I go to bat for every Matrix sequel. I go to bat for Jupiter Ascending, like all of those. Like I think what they do is like really, really special, and some are like better than others. Like, is like The Matrix a more like perfect movie than this? Like, probably, and it's also like a masterpiece, but I think this is like such a different kind of masterpiece that I think is still it's still theirs. And I feel like in the last few years the tide has been turning on this movie, and people have been coming around to what is like special and unique about it. And I'm like, y'all, I've been here since 2008, day one, baby.
Welcome aboard.
I saw the movie multiple times in theaters when it first came out.
Oh wow,
that's what I first thought throwing it on. I was like, this would have been so much fun to see in theaters.
Yeah, this would have been a great theater experience.
For sure. Rocks. Yeah. It rocks. And I'll tell you, before we get into this, I got to tell you the story. The second time I saw it in theaters, because the first time I went by myself, I was 17 years old. I must have been 16, and I had just gotten off a really bad. I had mono for the previous couple weeks, which just like knocks you out if you've ever had it. Like you can't get out of bed. Like going down the stairs like wins you, and the fact that like I could like, there was a movie theater walking distance from my house in my hometown where I grew up, and I just needed to go to the movies after like feeling better and being able to actually walk there. But I still like, but I made it over there, and I said, I'm going to just watch the next thing that's up. And it happened to be Speed Racer. And I had some like curiosity about it. So I was like, let's go. And I was like completely overwhelmed by it. And I also like didn't really know if I even liked it or not. Because it was very silly. It was very sincere. Like a lot of like what it's doing visually, it's just like there's hardly any precedent unless you've like watched a lot of anime. Like there is nothing like what you're watching. And there's some really silly, almost like laughable stuff in it. But I knew, like, I went to my best friend, Benjamin, and I was like, you need to come see this with me, because like there isn't anything like it, and I can't describe it to you. So we went to see it, and at that point it was like tanking at the box office. Like critics had savaged it. Nobody was going to see it. It was like a really huge flop. This was the Wachowskis basically trading all of their chips that they earned from the Matrix trilogy to just do whatever the hell they wanted. Mm-hmm. And this is what came out of it. And then the movies became very harder for them to make after that, for multiple reasons. But among them, their movies weren't making money anymore, and weren't very critically acclaimed. That was kind of going downhill with the Matrix sequels as well. But it was me, my best friend, and a family, a mom, a dad, and maybe like a 7 or 8 year old kid. We were the only people in this like theater, and
Nice.
and we're watching the movie, and the finale happens, the Grand Prix and the race, which is like the Grand Prix is when I cry. Like when he like gets the car started again, and it starts, and he just starts like blasting past everybody, and they start cutting in like all of like everybody who's told him like anything good or bad about like racing in his career throughout that whole thing. And it's just him just like blasting through everything, letting it all come in, but all kind of like pass through him in this almost like flow state. And then, and the moment where I just like absolutely lose it is when it cuts to Susan Sarandon, where everything goes quiet for a moment. She just goes, "You take my breath away," and then boom, it's back on the track. And I noticed as this all is happening, this kid has lifted off of his seat and is like bouncing up and down on like the like the railing. They're in that row right in front of like the handicap railing, and he's just like bounce, 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 like going absolutely nuts. And then he skirts to the finish line, and everything goes quiet again. Finally, it's like the noise and the quiet, it all finally settles down, and the kid looks back at us and just screams, "He won!" and that was when I decided, I'm like, okay, this movie's a masterpiece. Like, that's what's going on here right now. Like, and my friend and I just like walked out, like our lives changed, And it was just a few of us in that theater, but to see that like impact happen so like intensely, but for me to experience it as well, and I had just seen it a few days ago, and I'm like, oh no, this is like, what's bringing me back to this is like there's something really, it's not just like the visual insanity or like the kind of the novelty of it. It's the fact that it's like rooted in something like really that just like hits me like a bullet every time I watch it. So that's my huge like treatise on like why I have a deep emotional connection to this movie. But
that's great.
Dang.
Ta-da!
That's very interesting to hear you talk about it as someone who does have that kind of connection to the movie.
Yeah.
Because I don't. Like, I've seen this once before, and I remember having a like meh feeling about it, and then watching it again this time. And even afterwards of this time, I had a better appreciation for it this time, but still didn't totally get it until I was doing research for trivia for this. Mm-hmm. And I was reading, I forget which Wachowski sister was talking about it, but they were describing them going to like art institutes and looking at different paintings.
Yeah. It's like Cubist. It's like inspired by like Cubist and other like,
yeah.
They're
just
like
how did
frame.
Cubist film look? And that's just like, we're just trying something and it has to be for children because children can be more receptive to this than an adult who only can see a film as one thing. And I don't know if I will, but I feel like I do need to go back with that kind of like different mindset and watch it again. And I think I'll have a different appreciation for it.
The scene where the child speed racer runs outside for his brother to pick him up after school, and you see what outdoors looks like in this movie. Like all is just like so popping off the screen with like blues and greens and all. It was just like, this movie is stunning. Like, I love the look and feel of all of this. I did not remember any of that.
And there's no like depth of field. It's like it's everything is like just in full focus and stacked on top of each other, which is like, it's very overwhelming. Like, we're not like, that's not how our eye works, and it's not.
There's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Right. So, and again, like the first time I watched it, I didn't know how I felt about it, but I just knew. I knew I needed to see it again. I knew I needed to like share it with people. And then it just kind of like snowballed from there, where I'm just like, oh no, like this is like this is my, I don't know. It's just, it sticks like a like a big wad of gum in my brain that it's just like it's always there. I think about I think about this movie like all the time.
Dang.
Yeah. Something else as you were describing like what it's about. Like I also love the sort of like anti-capitalist message of like that also resonated a lot with, oh, money can just buy you victory in a lot of sports that we watch and consume. It's like, oh, right.
Anything.
Yeah. You throw money at something and that gives you the advantage. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I think they have, especially, I think they did new interviews with the restoration of this movie, which was, I'm not sure if I said it while we were recording before, but it was restored in 4K earlier this year. It premiered at the Music Box at Beyond Fest earlier this year, this spring. So they've been like, I know that Lily Wachowski was at that screening, and that the new 4K has like a new interview with them, sitting together talking about the act of like revisiting this movie. And they said very much like this whole thing is about the act of like of us navigating the film industry while trying to make our movies our way, and the resistance that we would receive from the financiers, like the money interest, like the fact that like you need money to make these things, but the more that the more that the money controls it and the more financial interests control it, the more compromised it can get, and the more you feel like you're working for somebody else and you're not doing it for yourself. So this is also just the fantasy of finding a way to do it for yourself and to just say like, oh, fuck them all. Like this is how we win. Like, yeah. and that's also, I think, what's so like victorious about the movie, and that it's all rooted in like love. I think that's the thing that like that courses through their entire filmography and everything they make, no matter what genre it is, no matter what they're doing, whether it's a Matrix movie or this or whatever, it's systems being broken by love of some kind. Like that's everything, whether it's romantic love, familial love, et cetera, like that's clearly like what matters most to them, like love and community and people working together to transcend. Like it's all very Eastern too in that way. You can tell I've thought about this for a long time. Yeah. I'm going off the dome here right now. I don't have notes. Great. I don't have
on last week's episode, Ken, you were asking like what would be good movies for you to screen outside on your like outdoor projection. I think you found one. I think this would be a great crowd pleaser. So fun to watch with like a group of people outside.
Absolutely,
like,
that's a really great point. Yeah. With how colorful it is, how in focus everything is.
You can bring the kids.
It's just like nonstop the whole time.
It's appropriate for families.
It's perfect for kids.
If somebody like walks by with their kids, they're not going to be like, "Oh no!"
Right? Yeah. Yes. We this past Friday we wanted to watch something outside, and we didn't want to set the whole projector screen thing, so I just brought a random extra TV I had in the basement out to our porch and plugged that in.
Nice.
And we were going to watch Joe Bob, and Joe Bob screened on Friday. I spit on your grave. I spit on your grave.
No,
which we didn't watch. We switched to something else.
Yeah, we switched to something else.
But we put on Demons instead, which was still kind of gross. And I was wondering, like, man, if my neighbors could see this right now, I don't know how they would feel about that. But Speed Racer would have been definitely more appropriate. Yeah.
You know what? Demon's also quite colorful. I feel like there's a lot of goop, like brightly colored goop.
There's a lot of green goop, a red movie theater.
In Speed Racer, I did catch one singular shit. There's one swear word.
Okay.
Oh, get that weak shit off my track. It's one of my favorite lines in the movie when I always say that. Just that whole thing when he goes, "Okay, Mr. 5-time blah blah blah," like future Hall of Famer. Teach me something. Just I that whole like last 20 minutes, I just have like goosebumps. Yeah. That's the other thing. I think everybody's gonna have a different opinion on it because it's its visual style is like so in your face, but like I find it so effective. I find the way that they are the creative ways in which they like find ways to like show the way that the cars are moving and like and all of like the screen wipes and everything like that. It's just like the propulsion, the motion. It's just like, it's also like, that's another thing that the Wachowskis I think do so well, is they like to like bend time and space in really like novel ways, and by using like the language of anime and Eastern animation and transmuting it onto it this way. Again, like, it's enough to like scramble a brain that like isn't ready for it. And again, like, clearly it's like it's never really been done again. I think because like, I think the mass public kind of roundly rejected it, but I just like, I find it like electrifying, like the way and the way that like they use like nested flashbacks in the middle of the race, and like that first race too, where they're saying like, oh, you know, speed, do you know who you're actually racing? And you're seeing like
Yeah,
that was cool.
It
I like
keeps
that.
cutting back and forth between Rex's race and his, and like, and you can, I don't find it hard to follow at all. It's overwhelming. Like, there's a lot to it, but I never felt lost. I don't know if that was the case with you guys.
Yeah.
That's how I felt too. Yeah, I definitely felt overwhelmed, which is going to factor into my overall thoughts on it. But
That's fine.
I definitely didn't get lost, and I don't think that it definitely doesn't mean I didn't like it. But
No, of course. And
it
it's
is like
okay.
a sailing. Like, it
Yeah.
is a lot to take in.
It is.
But yeah, like, there was one.
I've shown this movie to people, and they've told me to my face, like, I hated that. That was garbage. And I'm like, okay. And then I like skipped away. I'm like, I don't care. Like, that's
I don't think
like,
that, but
I don't find it like insulting if people like just like, I get
People
it. It's
have their
not for
opinions.
everybody, but it's,
Yeah.
but it is so for me.
I know. One other thing I read was like, and I think this is what you were kind of getting at, Alex, was that they were going for like stream of consciousness storytelling, and like the perfect example of in this movie of that for me was when Emil Hirsch, or Speed Racer, was telling the bigwig guy whose name I can't remember.
Oh my God. Yeah. Royalton.
Yes, Royalton. He was telling him that like, no, I'm not going to sign with you, and he's explaining to him everything that's going to happen after this that will happen, and basically him going to his next race and not finishing, and then him suing his dad, and we see all of that play out, and then it cuts back to that scene again, and it's like, and so this will happen, and
Yes,
as
where he
if
goes,
it had
let me
already
tell
happened."
you how this is going to go down. And then it nests the next race into that scene.
Yeah.
You see all that shit go down, and then it goes back to the scene where they're having the conversation. Also, cross-cutting between Spritle and Chim Chim having an absolute sugar rush, like at the other side of the compound, which I also find like, mwah, like that is also this movie in a nutshell. It's like...
That is specifically the part that makes it not okay for like, if you took that out of this movie, I would really love it. Or even if you took just Spritle out of the movie, if it was just Chim Chim, I'd be even more on board. I don't know, something about Spritle.
Like,
Every time I was like, what is his name? And they would say it again, like Spritle. I was like, I still don't think I'm hearing that right. That's not a name. What?
It's Spritle.
Yeah,
That's right.
just like,
yeah, that's I don't know, maybe some sort of some remnant from like the translation from
Probably,
like Japanese to English of however that character ended up.
Yeah.
But I had, by the way, have like no knowledge at all of the original anime series.
I was going to ask you guys, CJ, had you seen the anime series?
I'm sure I've seen clips of it on like Cartoon Network or something like that aired it. But yeah, truly.
I had actually watched at least several episodes of it before I watched this movie for the first time. So
really?
I at least had like knowledge of it. And it was pretty standard.
Yeah, I think I've seen like one or two episodes, and I'm like, okay, this is like pretty primitive anime, like really like kind of cheaply made, honestly, like in that way that, you know, but and of course, like the Wachowskis chose this because they have some sort of connection to it. I like, my dad told me that he like watched episodes of it growing up. It was the first like true like Japanese animated like export to the US that was successful. So that's clearly where they're coming from. But I like weirdly don't it for as big as a fan of I am of this movie. I kind of have no interest in like the lore, quote unquote.
Oh yeah, I don't think you need any of that. Also, am I wrong in saying that this is the cartoons from like the 60s or something, like very old? Yeah,
yes, it's very old. Yeah.
Apologies to anyone who was born in the 60s and just got cold very late. But, yeah.
Do you guys even know, like, is the story in this movie, like, mirror what happens in the anime? I have no idea.
I don't believe so, other than I think the characters are very like one-to-one, like Racer X, like the fact that you know, the connection of like Rex and Racer X, like all of that I think is that, you know, Trixie, Spritle, all of these Inspector Detector, like these are all like, I mean, again, with names like that, you can't
Inspector
like really.
Detector is great. I love that.
And again, I've just, with as many times as I've seen it, like people roll their eyes at this stuff, but I'm just like, I don't know, I love it.
It's fun.
There's something like kids' imagination about it. Like this is not taking place in anything resembling reality. So like, I like don't mind that people are, you know, that there is this kind of, you know, that there's this kind of unreality to it. But it's like all of that stuff where like Royalton is talking about like stock price fixing and things like that. And like,
it's wild.
Right. I think there is like a little bit more like, you know, crime fighting element to it. I think maybe in the original series, maybe. Again, I'm kind of talking out my ass about it, but it's just like the characters and their the basic roles that they play, I think are all like pretty one-to-one from the cartoon. Hence why I think Spritle is there. But I think like Royalton and all of the other like all of these other kind of people in there might have been kind of fabrications or an original story, and it feels
Something
very
for the
original.
plot.
I think what also might bump with people is this idea of it being like a wacky kids movie with all of these hijinks, but then also like these conversations about like pretty like complex ideas of like. Of like corporate mergers, acquisitions, and stocks and things like that. But again, maybe I was just like the perfect age to like to have that like really hit. And I think that's like kind of the secret to why those like really dense conversations are being cross-cut with this like Spritle coming into the, you know, smuggling his way in to like steal the candy and like go on a, you know, crazy spree. Because it's almost like you're almost feeling them like throwing that in to make sure that the kids, you know, kind of stay engaged.
Right.
But which I guess some people could see as cynical, but I don't find like a second of this movie to be cynical. So it doesn't really bother me. And I don't know. There's something really great about the silliness of that, just like clashing head on with this guy being like, we fix races and like and all I care about is money and power and things like that. Like even if you're not getting all of like the little bits of how exactly that's happening, I think the message is still coming across very clear. Like I'm here pulling levers that you don't understand, and you're like awakening like a sleeping giant that you don't want to mess with. Like I don't know. I think all of it is just such a joy. All the races I think are incredible.
Yeah.
The rally race is so cool. Like all the kind of like the multi-part when that race starts and then all the weapons start coming out. Like
yeah, I like that.
I don't know. There are also just like there are frames and like shots in this movie that are like again like I'm like I've never seen anything like that before. It's absolutely stunning. Like
yeah.
When Racer X near the beginning of the movie comes to rescue Tejo Togokan from the semi truck, that you find out that like the villain's lair is in the semi truck that's just like rolling down a highway.
Yeah,
and there's
pretty
this
awesome
shot when they're shooting their like little like their little like car guns at each other, and everything goes like red and black for a moment.
Yeah.
And that's another one where I just like it catches in my throat every time it happens. Where I'm just like, this is stunning. This is absolutely.
It like turns stunning. Cartoon for a second. It almost feels like it turns it back into the anime a little bit.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That's a very fun reveal. That it's like this room of like a mob boss character. Like, oh, they're on a truck on
because of course this is all about cars.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's great.
And then, of course, my favorite shot in the whole movie, and maybe one of my favorite just like shots in any movie of all time, is during that final race where there's a shot during that final montage where the car sweeps from right to left, and the track like melts past him as the car goes by, and like almost like marbles, like it just kind of. I don't know if you guys remember.
I think so. There's a lot of things that are wild. Like
It happens.
so
It happens in a split second, but that's another one where I'm just like, my breath gets caught at like the beauty of it. Like every time I see it, I'm probably gonna get it. I'm probably gonna find some tattoo artist to get some version of that like tattooed on my body someday, because I think it is. It's like, and that's the whole movie in miniature. It's this guy like racing so hard and believing in himself so hard that everything just bends to his will, which is like a very like beautiful, optimistic thing. It's like that this idea that one person's like will in like a very positive way can change things, and that he's making art like that. That's the whole thing, is that, and they say that in the movie, like when you race, you make art. Like you're not just racing a car. Which is also like the kind of the key to the whole thing, and you watch him like make art as he lets that car go.
Yeah, it's no secret that on occasion Ken and I watch movies at increased speeds. I can't imagine doing that for this movie.
That would feel
insane.
This movie,
I
right?
thought about that, CJ. I'm like, I hope you didn't watch that at like 2 times speed, because your brain might break.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely not. No.
Out of your ears.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, it already feels.
And then you'd
insane.
also miss the beautiful. I think Michael Giacchino's like score for this movie goes so hard too.
Yeah.
I love it all. Like it's, I don't know.
I pulled up my phone out for the credit song to Shazam it, because I was like, this song rules. It's so good.
That was the theme song for Speed Racer that they clearly like made it into like and each verse, if I've realized each verse is in a different language.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when it turned Japanese. Is like,
there's a Japanese, really, and if it keeps going, if you have it keep going through the credits, there's a Spanish verse afterwards.
Oh, nice.
So like again, it's I think that also just like shows how they're. I also think the Wachowskis' like interests are always like so like multinational. They have multinational casts. Like you're hearing, you're seeing like Japanese people there. You're seeing weirdly a lot of German people.
Inspector Detector is German.
Yeah.
I had to look him up because I was like, I can't place this guy's accent, and I wanted to know where he was from.
Yeah, you got some German people in there, some Australians, like Sparky. Spark. I love Sparky too. I love and again, like I've like come around to like and it all made sense. I think like post trans. Sparky is very queer coded. I think. Like, and it all made sense to me like post transition, where I'm like, oh, these are queer filmmakers. Like, there's like a lot of those like kind of like little clues like kind of peppered throughout their whole filmography, even before they were out. And they transition, but I'm like Sparky clearly like has some sort of like, he admires speed like a little bit, like there's something a little more like there's something like something he really kind of like oohs and ahs at speed a little bit in a way that's like there's something more going on here, like but I don't know, it's very sweet, like it's very wholesome. And he's got those sweet like cut off, like he looks, he's just,
that's true.
Yeah.
He's a little queer, I think. It's so great.
Well, look, obviously, Alex, you know a lot about this movie, but we're going to see how much you know versus CJ.
Oh, God.
Sorry, CJ. Because it's time for...
Hey, did you know that?
That's right, for new listeners. This is the trivia portion of our show where we pit our guests and CJ head-to-head to see who knows the most about what we watch. It's Alex. Alex, CJ, are you two ready?
Yes. Congratulations, Alex, on winning. Let's go ahead.
Well, yes, I'm ready. We'll see how I do.
Okay. All right. I just thought of a new question I'm just going to put at the beginning here. Where do I know young Rex Racer from?
Lost.
Young Rex Racer.
Oh,
Racer
the first
X.
part of the movie. Oh, I have no idea.
Correct.
That guy did not look familiar.
I don't know. I legitimately
The correct
don't
answer was Friday Night Lights. Okay,
Oh.
moving on.
He's a Friday Night Lights guy.
Yeah, he's the young quarterback who gets paralyzed in the first episode.
Spoilers.
Never seen it.
Spoilers.
I hear great
episode.
things.
It's good. It's a good show. Okay, so real first question then. True or false? Scott Porter, who was young Rex Racer, and Matthew Fox, who's from Lost, Racer X, are actually the same age.
No. False.
Okay.
I'm going to say true just to mix it up.
Yeah, it's false. They're 13 years apart.
He seemed
I
a
thought
lot
that'd
younger.
be. I
There
thought
you
that'd be
go.
funny if it was true, but
Yeah.
CJ,
you know what? Yeah,
already
CJ,
a point
you're winning.
ahead.
All right, my only point.
can you
Woo.
believe that? Okay, next question. This is multiple choice. The role of Racer X was also offered to which other actor? Was it A, Johnny Depp, B, Keanu Reeves, C, Tom Cruise, or D, Vince Vaughn?
Keanu.
Yeah, I was going to guess Keanu because of their relationship with him.
Keanu is a correct answer.
Oh.
It's a correct answer. It's not the
Yes.
only one.
It's not the only one. Do you guys want to try to pick which other one was
Ooh.
also potentially going to be Racer X?
I'm going to guess Vince Vaughn.
Okay.
Spawn seems like a weird choice. But so do the other two. I can't see any of them doing that. Johnny Depp?
Oh, you should have stuck with what Alex said. Yeah, Vince Vaughn is correct.
Vince Vaughn, really?
He was actually going to produce the iteration. This went through a bunch of iterations before they finally got made.
Oh.
The version before the Wachowskis took over, Vince Vaughn was going to produce and be Racer X in it, but it fell apart.
I can't see Vince Vaughn being like a brooding character.
He's tried it many times before, and I think the most successful time he did it was in a movie called Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Never heard
where
of
he
that.
plays just an absolute tank of a human being. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. It's he's like
Imposing.
yeah. Like when you kind of dress him right and get him in the right context, he can be pretty intimidating looking. Remember he played Norman Bates in the remake of Psycho.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
He had a period of time before he was kind of in that what was it, the frat pack comedy kind of mode.
Mhm.
He was trying to do more dramatic stuff for a while.
Interesting. All right. Next question. Similar format. In earlier iterations of a planned live action adaptation of Speed Racer, who was offered the role of Racer X? Was it A, Henry Rollins, B, George Clooney? Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait, not Racer
No,
X?
it's still Racer X.
Oh,
Still
wow.
Racer X.
Another one.
Even earlier iterations. Is
Okay.
maybe the way I should have phrased this.
Okay.
Okay. A, Henry Rollins. B, George Clooney. C, Nicolas Cage. Or D, John Travolta.
I want to say Henry Rollins just because that would rule. I would love to watch that version of the movie.
I wouldn't. It depends on when.
He has
I feel
done
like
some acting
Cage
work.
might also, because Cage is really into that stuff. So for variety's sake, I'll go Cage.
Okay. And CJ, you're sticking with Henry Rollins?
Yeah, let's do it.
You're both correct.
Wow.
Yeah, at different times, I think in the 90s,
Yeah,
they
makes
were
sense.
shooting around different versions of this, and they were both potentially going to be Racer X. Yeah.
Nice.
See,
think,
CJ, I think we're neck and neck right now.
You're tied.
Oh, wow,
still.
okay.
Yeah.
There
it's
you
very
go.
interesting.
See, Henry Rollins very brooding. He
See,
fits
it all depends
perfectly.
on the questions Ken is asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, true or false? This is the last film the Wachowski siblings are credited as the Wachowski brothers.
True.
Oh, I
Sorry, I
have no idea. So I'll say true.
True is right. Good job, CJ.
yes, but in the 4K restoration, they changed it.
Nice.
Oh, good. Okay. Nice.
It says written and directed by the Wachowskis is how it
Okay.
now appears.
That's
on
okay. That was my
4K
copy
disc.
as well.
And
yeah.
then in
Yeah,
their
same.
produced by or whatever, it then has Lana and Lily. They changed they changed the
Nice.
the names. But I remember that because when Cloud Atlas came out, which was their next movie that they co-directed with Tom Tykwer, who directed Run Lola Run, that was during the marketing rollout for that movie was when Lana Wachowski came out publicly as trans. So that was the first
Okay.
time that she was credited as Lana. Lily had yet to had yet to come out. But I remember that very distinctly. That was a big deal.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to be honest. I knew very little about the Wachowskis before I was researching trivia, and I only knew them as sisters. Like that's
Yeah.
all I knew about them. So to discover that they were trans and all of that, it just makes me love them even more. That's really, really cool.
There's a lot like, and they have been very outspoken about that. They're local. They're from Chicago.
Don't they still live? Do they still live here? Yeah.
Yes. I met Lily. I was able to tell Lily personally
cool.
how much this movie means to me.
Oh, it's awesome.
That's amazing.
Which was pretty cool. And she is very dedicated to producing other like LGBT people's work. Like that's like kind of what she is like devoted her life to. And anytime you see her publicly, she's always like being interviewed by like a queer femme person. Like that's almost like it's almost like in her rider or whatever. If I'm making an appearance for this, you know, I gotta have a hand in picking my moderator, and she's got to be from like my community. Like that's very much like what she's all about.
Nice.
But yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, I've only seen pictures of them, but they both look like the nicest people. You can just like tell sometimes through pictures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very, very nerdy.
Okay. Cool. All right. I think these next few questions are going to be the delineators, but I think it could be a toss-up also. Yeah. So what is the budget for this movie?
Ooh.
Man.
Well, it's over 100 mil for sure. I'm going to guess 150. That's my guess.
Okay.
100 million? Yeah, I guess it is like all special effects. There were parts where I felt I could see the green screen off their skin a little bit, like the reflection of it. I will say 101 million.
CJ, you are actually closer. 120 million.
Okay. Well done.
Which makes CJ our wit now, obviously. We got a couple more. Okay, so on $120 million budget, how much did it make at the box office?
Okay. I'm gonna let CJ guess first because I feel relatively confident about this.
I mean, I'm basing this off of you saying it sort of got panned by critics.
I did give you a hint earlier.
Yeah, maybe then it lost money is what I'm gonna guess and say like 80 million.
Are we talking domestic or worldwide, Ken?
I assume worldwide.
Worldwide. Worldwide, I don't know. I'm gonna.
Actually, I'll say 100. Sorry, 100. So it still lost money, but not that much.
I'm gonna guess 65. If we're talking worldwide.
Okay. Wait, CJ, would you guess?
100.
100? Okay. CJ, you are closer again. 96 million.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's worldwide because I think domestically it made something in like the 40s. It was really it was bad.
Well, that's amazing that they made that much more worldwide then.
Yeah.
Dang.
But yeah, it's still lost money, which is not what they want.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe final question then. We'll make it for double points though to give Alex a chance of getting back in. What is the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter score? Do either of you know just immediately? Because if we do, I'll pick something else.
I feel pretty
confident
for critics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel pretty confident.
Then we're going to do a toss-up, which is what is the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes? Ooh. I feel like that's one. That's kind of no one would know that.
This could be anywhere. Truly.
We'll do closest without going over. CJ, since you're in the lead, you'll go first to give Alex the edge and for double the points.
Okay. I mean, the three of us really like this. I'm guessing Ken maybe a little less so. I'm guessing, but
Ken seems mixed.
The kid in the theater really loved it, so that's another person that liked it.
Do you think that kid's rating it on Rotten Tomatoes, though?
No, I always don't know who is going on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, that's the other problem. It's just like a whole. That's why I like the Letterboxd score a little bit more.
Yeah.
In terms of an accurate gauge of like what people think.
But this was so fun. I'm gonna say audience likes it more than critics, but maybe 100%. Not highly rated. So like in the middle, 65. Like kind of okay.
All right. And Alex,
I feel
closest
like-
without going over.
So I feel like I have a picture of like the problem is I know what this looked like when it first came out because that was when I was on Rotten Tomatoes like every day. But these days I feel like the tide has turned on it like so much. So it's hard to say. I don't think that much though. So I'll go a little bit higher than CJ. I feel like I'll go like 68.
Okay. You're both over.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, but I mean, in the ballpark though, 60%.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
not
okay.
too far over.
So let me get the critics' tomato meter.
Okay. Yeah.
37%.
Okay. CJ? Because that's not exactly right. So
$1.
No. 42%.
There we go. I knew it was
Yeah.
like it was somewhere in that range. It was not. It was savaged by
pretty
critics.
low.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
rough.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that the audience meter didn't go up quite so much as I thought. Because
Well, the letterbox score is 3.6, which is pretty high.
yes. So I remember this is truly like how the tide on this movie has changed because when I first got on Letterboxd and I was logging about like how much I loved it, it had one of those. I feel like there were some movies like this where you can see kind of like the bell curve, right, of the ratings.
Yeah.
And the bell curve on Speed Racer was almost a straight line where it was like there was enough there were people who hated it and people that loved it in the same like it didn't like move. It was one of those.
Huh.
That's how you know I feel like a movie is like really divisive, like in a fun way.
Yeah.
But the tide has changed now, and the bell curve goes. The most logged are 5-star reviews now. Like it goes like a whoop, like right at
it
the
does.
end. And
There's a whole Reddit thread specifically about what you're talking about, and I wonder if you posted that, Alex. I'm guessing not then, but
it's like
there's a whole thing. It's like over time, like it's amazing how different Speed Racer it looks, and it's got 2 screenshots of, of literally
it was like
the
a
bell
few
curve
years ago, and then that started happening, and it just warms my heart when I went like I haven't I'm behind on my logs, but when I went to look at it recently, I was like, oh, look at that, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's definitely skewed right now. It's kind of awesome. But what's even more crazy is that CJ is our winner.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I feel like we need to change the trivia where it's not who knows more about the movie, it's who's going to randomly guess correct answers.
Correct, yeah. Who randomly can just guess random numbers for budgets.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Good work, CJ.
Thanks, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's time for our ratings then.
You've heard us debating, we know you've been waiting, so now it's time to hear our ratings.
Alex, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Speed Racer for you, and why is it at the number? I know what it's going to be.
It's a 6.5. No, it's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I wear that badge very, very proudly. There is nothing else like it. It scratches a very, very specific itch for me that no other movie can scratch. I think it is a crown jewel in the filmography of, I think, like some of the most important filmmakers who have been working in like mainstream American cinema in the last 30 years. And it's just the gift that keeps on giving. There's no reason it should work as well as it does for me, but I'm baffled by it. It's a piece of art. It's like that. That's like what it is. It is a piece of like children's family commercial entertainment that also manages to be like transcendent art. And it's also just like a movie that gives me hope and warms my heart every time I watch it. And that's another part of my like of my love of this form. It's the best. The Wachowskis are the best. And yeah, that's it. I don't know.
Nice. Awesome.
And it's okay that nobody else, if nobody else gives it a 10 out of 10,
well,
it's totally
hold
fine.
Hold on. Yes, mine's not a 10 out of 10, but I'm going to go next. Look, yes, I probably need to give this even another watch after this because I I definitely didn't watch this with the correct frame of reference and with the right mindset going in. There are parts of this movie that are just straight up not for me. The Chim Chim Sprite, I forget his name, Spritle.
You don't like it when Chim Chim throws poop at the guy's head?
No, I don't know. I remember liking Chim Chim in the anime, but I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah,
I liked the end credits Chim Chim stuff.
That's pretty fun.
That one I like. That's when I was like, maybe it was just Chim Chim. It would have been better. But that's like this stuff that's like specifically for children and is like just not for me. I don't know. And then it's overwhelming to the point where I had trouble a little bit. And then the car racing stuff, it's just so many spin outs where like everything's spinning and I'm just like, oh man, this isn't realistic. And I remember thinking that while I was watching, I was like, who the fuck cares? Why am I? Well, obviously it's not realistic.
Yeah.
Why am I thinking this?
Yes.
This is a cartoon.
But
like,
yeah.
this is a,
Yes.
it's Hot Wheels. Like that's what this is. It feels like a kid playing with Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember catching myself while I was watching that, thinking that.
Like spinning blades
I
just
don't know.
came out of that car.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
Remember when
Like,
the
I'm
one
like,
car
why- what
threw a beehive at the other car?
That was great. I love
right.
that part.
But yeah, man, like that final like race sequence is like, it is like amazing. Like it's just, it is like, I think transcendent is probably the best way to put that. So yeah, I'm really struggling with what I would give this because for me, it's not like my favorite thing, but
Doesn't have to be.
I'm thinking like a 6.5 or a 7 for me. I'm going to go 6.5, but with an asterisk of I need to go back again at some point.
Own it. It's
I'll
all.
just
It's all
leave that
good.
there for me.
Maybe
That's
you
what
can
it
watch
is.
it with me next time, Ken, and you can just watch
Okay.
me bouncing on the couch like a little, like
Yes.
that
Hey,
7-year-old.
I needed someone who was like really into it with me, and maybe I just need to show my daughter this when she's a little bit older. And she can lose her
I am
mind to it.
so excited to show this to my son when he comes of age. That's going to be a big deal.
Yeah. He's gonna love it.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, CJ.
For me, I had a blast. This was so fun. I mentioned this that I needed to watch this for the show to Emily, and she was like, "Oh, I remember really liking that." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool," because I truly do not remember anything. So we sat down to watch it, and I laughed a lot. There's parts that are like so silly and fun. The whole like ninja sequence is
More like
hilarious.
a ninja.
Yeah, it's just like that's a terrible joke, but I'm laughing at it because it's so bad.
So good. It's so good.
But yeah.
It's terrible what passes for a ninja these days.
Yeah, it's like all of it's so stylistic, like like you said, it's truly like a masterpiece in like art and special effects and like yeah, it was so fun. This jumped out as like, oh, this feels like a big summer blockbuster movie. I had a blast watching this. I think I'm going to give it an 8.7.
Woo!
I really had a good time. I'm so glad I got a chance to revisit it after not remembering a single thing that happened, and this was so fun. It's a great movie.
It's really
That's
great
awesome.
that I picked a movie that CJ wasn't miserable watching for a change. It's like I'm watching somebody get needles drilled into their eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, I
appreciate
wanted
it.
to
Yeah, what
mix
did
it
you
up
like
a
better,
little bit.
CJ? Was it Audition or this one?
I think this one, just by hair.
Okay. Yeah. You weren't actively uncomfortable the entire time.
Yeah.
That's good.
This is the other side of me, CJ. This is the part that's like
I appreciate
I'm a
it.
happy person and I let people in, and this is what I want to share with them. And you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just because you were talking about the 4K restoration, yeah, the copy I watched was at Dolby Atmos, and I had surround sound. It was like, oh, this is it was an
Sounds
experience.
amazing.
Yeah,
I was really impressed with the mix.
that's fun.
Movie rocks.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Ken,
I agree too. I still think it was an enjoyable time. Like I didn't actively dislike it. Anyway.
It's again like there's nothing like it. And for listeners who are I don't know who would be listening to this that hasn't seen it. I don't know about the listener habits or whatever, but it's so hard to describe other than just like it's like live action anime. It's like the closest approximation. Like they never got any closer to like what the experience of watching like a really like intense like anime. It's like it's got all like the speed lines and and the way that just like time and space just like are like elastic in that format.
Yeah.
And they, to some extent, I think pull it off beautifully.
For sure.
Yeah, the transitions between different cuts and scenes where they just like swipe between like heads floating between talking points and transitioning to different spaces. It is really hard to describe actually. But yeah, it's like the energy is frenetic. It's just really, it is fun. It is a good time.
But it's also just filled with heart. Like I feel like there's also like there's also stuff like this that exists, but like it's got to have like something in there like that for you for me to like latch onto. Like I think that's what makes it really special. It's that they use that as a vehicle to find a way into a very like heartfelt story. For me at least.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not just for show. It's not just to dazzle. It's to get you somewhere important, to communicate something like that is like very, very like urgent and important to these people, which is that capitalism sucks.
Yes.
Art is everything, and call your mother. And if any of those ideas sound fun to you and you like cars moving really fast, then watch this movie.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I think that's the perfect place to wrap it up. Thank you, Alex, for joining us. Do you have anything you want to plug at the end here, or any other words of wisdom for our listeners than that?
I don't know. What do we have going on at the, if anybody lives in Chicago, at the Cultural Center? I don't know. We got the Millennium Park summer film series on Tuesday nights. I think on August 8th, we'll be showing Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, 25th anniversary, for those who are into that. We'll be showing Sinners at the end of the series.
Ooh.
And we also have a Thursdays at noon in the Cultural Center. We're presenting some free family matinees as well. I'm trying to think of what's coming up at the end. I think Minecraft movie is one. God, we had a couple others. Now I'm on the spot and I can't remember, but I don't know.
Where can people find out more information?
ChicagoFilmOffice.us, and then look at our events calendar. If you're interested in taking your little ones to a free movie on a Thursday at noon while school's out, or if you want to come by Millennium Park on Tuesday nights, set up a picnic and watch a movie with us under the stars.
That sounds lovely.
Also, I saw the last Jackass movie, and that was also an emotionally transcendent experience for me.
Nice.
Okay. I love those boys.
Nice.
I love those silly boys who hurt their dicks.
Meg and I were literally just watching last night this like very, very short YouTube video where Steve-O is explaining the history of Jackass, and it was also kind of like emotional for some reason. But
yeah, they've been around. Yeah. They've been doing this for like almost 30 years. And I've been with them for a lot of the way, and there's something very beautiful about what they've all accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Jackass Best and Last. I'll plug that too.
Nice.
Okay.
I
will be seeing that as well.
See it quick. I don't think it's making that much money, so see it before it leaves theaters. Or I don't know. It'll probably be on Paramount Plus in a little bit.
Yeah, might wait for that. Well, Siege, what do we got to plug at the end here?
You can follow us on all of the things at Overtalking Pod. Call or text the show at USACat1591. Email us at overtalkingpod@gmail.com, or go to our very real website, overtalkingpod.party.
Oh no, they're here! It's the Overtalking Overlords. They're
screeching in.
They're screeching in, burning out,
melting their tires,
flipping all around in cars, of course. To remind you, if you like the show, please go on Apple Podcasts and rate and review where applicable. Reviews are what help people find this podcast. Also, we spend no money in advertising, so if you like the show, please tell a friend and spread the word. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And next week, we're watching another very colorful movie. We're watching the sequel to Super Mario. What is it called? Super Mario Galaxy, I think, is what the sequel is called.
Super Mario Brothers Galaxy.
Super Mario Brothers Galaxy.
That's right.
I've heard it's
bad.
A movie.
I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard it's not good.
Yeah. Well, tune in for that. If you haven't watched it and just want to hear us talk about it instead, maybe. And as we always say at the end of every single episode, get this shit off my track.
Get that weak shit off my track.
Get that weak shit off my track. That's it. Thank you.
Bye.
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 This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. This week's special guest was Alex Vazquez. Music by Justin Peters. Be sure to rate and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. See you next week.